What's happening, Blue Noses? Welcome to the channel, and if you've been before, welcome back. I'm going to just recap over the week. So last Friday we kicked off our championship campaign against Ipswich, and what an evening it was, Blue Nose. The atmosphere was electric and the boys did not let us down. The performance of every man and every sub that came on was unreal. You can just go through the whole team and there's not one player I could say on the night that didn't put a shift in, that didn't look comfortable at that level. And to say Ipswich are the number one favourites, to romp the league, and that's what they're saying, we've got nothing at all to be worried about, have we? We just kicked off from where we left off last season with similar passages of play. I just think with the upgrading personnel, we're just quicker, aren't we? So, we've got better players that are going to play that system and they're going to be quicker. Because one of my thoughts from playing Newcastle and seeing the difference in class from the Premiership is that, the football's very similar in terms of possession, playing out from the back and passages of play. It's just that they did it quicker, didn't they? Quicker decisions, better touches, better technique, and that's what it looks like already, doesn't it, from last season? So, very, very positive. And I don't think we've got anything, to be troubled with. As I've said in previous videos, I'd be happy with a top half finish, a top 10. I know a lot of bookies and reporters on the EFL have got us at 3rd and 4th. So after seeing the performance against Ipswich, it's a possibility now, isn't it? And I'm starting to believe that is a realistic position we should be aiming for. Now, I know Ipswich, have had a few outgoings and a few coming in, so they looked a little bit destructed. So there's no doubt they're a quality team and they've got very good players and they're going to be at the top. I'd say in the top 4 reckoning. But it's still, not to play down our performance. I thought we were absolutely solid. Obviously, Jay off the mark with his goal. And then obviously they get a late, dubious penalty decision. Sometimes they're given and sometimes they're not. So I think if VAR was a factor, they might have seen the foul on Cochrane leading to that moment. But it was very harsh and it did put a bit of a downer on the evening, didn't it? But not taking anything away from the result, we would have been happy with a point, wouldn't we? Let's be honest. So to be frustrated, not taking the 3, yes, but happy with the point against opposition like that and the performance that we had, 100%. So can't fault that. So moving on then, guys. So we've had the release of the 3rd kit this week, and I'll be honest, I'm really underwhelmed. It's just another red kit, isn't it? And it could be a training top, couldn't it, at the end of the day? I mean, when we seen it on Wednesday in the club shop, it's a nice bright red. It's got a little bit of pattern in the background, and it did look better in the flesh than it does on the promo. But I just thought they might have been a bit more ambitious with the 150th anniversary stuff. Do you know what I mean? So, but I was underwhelmed with the home kits to start with, and then when I seen that in the flesh and how bright the blue was, it grew on me. The away kit, when I'm seeing fans in it at the ground now, that's definitely growing on me. And maybe the red one will as well. I mean, I hope it sells. I think it will. Do you know what I mean? So it's priced very similar, 65 quid for the adult shirts. It's going to have red shorts and red socks, so completely red. It looks like we'll be in that for Blackburn because whatever kit we use, the home blue one or the white away one, it's going to clash with Blackburn, isn't it? So that's probably why they've timed it to come out when they have. The club have got this statement out with the kit. So the club is proud to unveil a brand new 2025-26 Nike 3rd kit for the upcoming season. Released under the title Global, the new shirt reflects the club's growing relevance across the world while staying deeply rooted to the heart of the city that it represents. and obviously the promo video and the pictures have all been on a beach setting. Santa Monica Pier. So don't know what that means in terms of rooted to the heart of the city, because don't think Los Angeles looks anything like Small Leaf. I mean, it may do with Wagner's money, but so don't really know what that means. But anyway, it's all in the marketing, isn't it, at the end of the day? So as long as it sells, that's the main thing. Get some revenue into the club. Alfie will buy it, no doubt. He's buying all the kits at the moment, so retro ones and the current season ones. So he'll probably buy it. I just hope that the teams wear it, because I think when fans invest their money to buy these kits, we don't often see the teams, in them. Do you know what I mean? So hopefully that changes. So what's your thoughts? So drop us a comment. I've seen lots of stuff on other social media platforms, about the kit. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on it as well, guys. So moving on next to the Sheffield United game, the Carabao Cup on Wednesday. So going into this, I was a little bit apprehensive, and I'll be honest, on our match day vlog, I predicted that we'd probably get beat, only because Chris Davis had put a weakened team out. I thought he'd save some of the players for the league campaign, but I was wrong, and he went quite strong, and it was them that was actually weaker. They still had quality players, and we dominated, didn't we? So we had chances. My only criticism is that we need to take these chances. We have got better players now. We are creating more, and I think we are quicker in that final third. But we've got to have that killer instinct now. We've got to have that cutting edge up front, and we've got to put the ball away to kill teams off, because like Ipswich, we invited a little bit of late on pressure because our press stopped, and then they started to get a little bit of momentum, get a few free kicks, free corners. So the writing was on the wall then. Hamer scored an absolute worldie for Sheffield United that Bielik couldn't really do anything about, really. It's just one of those things. He's never going to score a goal like that again, is he? Let's be honest. But that's not to take anything away from him. He is a quality player. But yeah, I mean, every person that came in, was excellent. And you'd be happy with any one of those players stepping into the league. So I think having a bit of a cup run now, could work massively for us, because we need to keep these players that are on the fringes. We need to keep them sharp, don't we? So any of them can fit in. It's not only that, it's competition for places, because, like I say, Bielik looked quite comfortable playing out from the back. So we've got a little bit of trust in him, and there was a little bit of no nonsense. So when he wasn't comfortable and it was getting a bit close, he'd just clear his lines, wouldn't he? Do you know what I mean? And then we regroup, and then we build again. So Tommy Doyle, I thought was excellent. Wolves fans keep saying how classy he is, and you can see little subtle touches, little movements. Just a very, very intelligent player. So I thought Gray had a better game. So again, jury's out for me on Gray, and I so want to be wrong, because I know there's a player there, and I know he can be class. I've only seen like little glimpses so far, but I think once he gets comfortable with the rest of the team and our style of play, I mean, not taking anything away again from him. He got the assist, didn't he, with the press, and slotted in Kyogo, and then that tackle that he did, was absolutely awesome when he tracked back. So and the crowd love that, don't they? Do you know what I mean? So we love a grafter that, someone's going to work hard. They're going to get our heart at the end of the day, aren't they? So but all in all, people that came in, looked really comfortable, and again against a team that's going to be up there. They're going to be top 4, top 6 team, aren't they? Let's be honest. Talking to a couple of Blades fans walking up to the ground, they think they've got some problems at the back, so they need to fix it. If their manager Sellers, gets time to fix it before people start turning on him. But yeah, so it's a great start, isn't it? We've gone up against you know, 2 big teams, you know, from last year, and you know, we looked more than enough. So that takes on to a bit of transfer news. So sad to say that Bielik has moved to West Brom. So yeah, a little bit sad about this one, because I think he's been class for us, hasn't he? And he was one of the players that stuck with us for the relegation, you know, to make it right. And he's give his all, hasn't he? You know, and he's going to go down like Alfie May as someone that we're going to remember from that time. You know, but the club's moving on. Chris Davis not taking any prisoners, and the board certainly want, you know, forward movement, you know, with success. So, and let's be honest, you know, if he's not getting much game time in League One, then he's not really going to get it in the Championship. And that's not to say he's not a Championship level player, because he obviously is. But as a centre back, I don't think his decision making and his short range passing, you know, is as good as obviously people in front of him. Bringing Cash in as well, you know, his game time's going to be limited, you know, and let's be honest, he's not getting in front of Clara and Neumann, is he? So he'll do a job for West Brom. Like I say, you know, if they just want an out-and-out defender or a CDM that's just going to win the ball and pass it off to more playmaking midfielders, then he's your man, isn't he? Because, you know, I think a lot of people have said, you know, on the TikTok video that I put out, on the comments, that, you know, he could have been a replacement for Iwata. But I think in the system that Davis is playing and the football that we're playing, he's not quick enough on the half turn, you know. So he would have played there at some point for Davis, and he's obviously seen something in training where he's not really going to figure, you know. So he's obviously wants to stay local, you know. He's probably settled in the area, you know, with his family. So West Brom's probably the ideal opportunity for him. I wish it wasn't a rival, you know, because it just makes them a little bit stronger. And I think West Brom, you know, I think they're going to be dark horses. I think Ryan Mason is a really, really good coach, unproven as a manager, but when he stepped in for Tottenham before, you know, I think he can hold his own. So relatively unknown, so we don't know what his playing style will be and how he's kind of fired up the lads. But, you know, I think West Brom quietly going about the business. You know, I think they're going to be in and around, the playoffs. You know, so we'll have to see. But, you know, Bielik, you know, we wish him all the best. You know, he, like Alfie May, you know, I think he's going to go down as a bit of a kind of legend, and he'll be certainly remembered for that time, you know, that he stuck with us through the hard times and then making it right with the good times. You know, so we wish him all the best, and like I say, I hope he doesn't have a great game against us. So that takes us up to the weekend's fixture. So Blackburn away. So we're going to be wearing that red kit for that, because, you know, either the home kit or the away kit are going to clash with their half white and blue kit. So we'll see the lads for the first time in that full red. Blackburn, obviously, just suffered the defeat to West Bromwich Albion in the league, and they were pretty ordinary, you know, by all accounts. So, you know, it's definitely somewhere that if we want to be in contention come the end of the season, these are the games that we've got to win. Not just pick up a point, you know, we've got to win. We've got enough strength in depth now, you know, to really put another statement out there. So looking at the head-to-head between Blackburn and Blues. So Blackburn have won 10. There's been 10 draws, and Blues have won 7. So the bookies have got us favourites, and there's no surprise in that, isn't there, with the momentum that we've got. So, you know, hoping that we can put another good solid performance in. These are the games that we've got to bring the points back, you know. So we've got 7,500 going, so that's going to be just carnage over there, isn't it? So I'm absolutely gutted that I'm missing it. So this was one of the away games that I earmarked that I couldn't get to because I'd already got a prior engagement. So I'm absolutely gutted. So definitely we'll be picking up some away games moving into the season for definite. So but 7,500 is incredible, Blue Noses. So be loud, be proud, and bring those fucking points back. Come on, you Blues. We'll see you on the next one.